Is China truly the most technologically advanced country in the world? For many, that might sound like an overstatement. When we think of cutting-edge innovation, names like the US, South Korea, or Japan come to mind. But if we examine the latest data, the global trends, and what's happening right now on Chinese soil, we begin to see a very different picture, one that challenges the traditional centers of technological power. In this video, we'll dive into how China has positioned itself as a science and technology superpower, using hard facts, powerful examples, and a global perspective that connects innovation with education, infrastructure, economics, and strategic planning. If you're curious about the future of technology and the rise of new global powers, stay with us until the end and follow Global Finance 360 for more insights like this. Just 20 years ago, China was known primarily as the world's factory, a country with cheap labor, producing low-cost goods for Western companies. That chapter is long gone. Today, China has become arguably the most ambitious technological laboratory on Earth. The country is not only catching up to, but often surpassing long-standing leaders in fields such as artificial intelligence, robotics, biotechnology, quantum computing, aerospace, and more. According to the Nature Index 2023, China overtook the US in total scientific publications indexed worldwide. It also leads in patent filings, evidence of a trend, not a fluke. A key driver behind China's tech explosion is its unprecedented investment in research and development. China currently allocates over 2.6% of its GDP to R&D, more than $600 billion annually. While the US remains ahead in raw volume, China is growing at a faster rate and closing the gap quickly. Importantly, this investment comes not only from the government. Private giants like Huawei, Tencent, Alibaba, Baidu, and ByteDance are funneling billions into in-house research labs, AI projects, and future tech. Some of their R&D budgets now rival, or even surpass, those of their American counterparts. But China's true strength lies not just in inventing new technologies, but in implementing them at massive scale and with incredible speed. Take facial recognition, for example. In China, it's already being used for payments at supermarkets, entering public transport, passing toll gates, accessing public buildings, and receiving government services. We're not talking about trials or small pilot projects. This is live in over 300 cities across the country. This kind of rapid rollout is enabled by a powerful mix of centralized governance, massive urban populations, and a test and scale approach that few other nations can match. Another area where China leads the world is 5G infrastructure. Over 60% of all 5G base stations on the planet are located in China. By 2025, it's expected that 80% of China's population will live under full 5G coverage. This ultra-fast network forms the backbone for technologies such as autonomous vehicles, real-time telemedicine, smart factories, the Internet of Things, and intelligent city management systems. Speaking of cities, China is not just connecting them, it's redesigning them from the ground up. Take Shenzhen, often called China's Silicon Valley. In this city, cash has virtually disappeared. AI-powered cameras manage traffic flows in real time, and smart buildings monitor energy usage, air quality, and human behavior using integrated sensors. It's a preview of what urban life might look like globally in a few years. Behind all these advancements is a massive investment in human capital. China graduates more than 8 million students each year in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math. That's 10 times more than in the US, and it represents a long-term structural advantage. What's more, China is rapidly building the largest cohort of AI engineers, data scientists, and computer scientists in the world. Universities like Tsinghua and Peking University now rank among the global elite in innovation and technology research. China is also actively attracting global talent. With programs like the 1,000 Talents Plan, the country offers top salaries, world-class facilities, and long-term funding to scientists and engineers, particularly those returning from top institutions in the US, Europe, and Japan. China also leads the world in computational power. It has more supercomputers than any other country, including 2 which topped global performance charts in recent years. Now, China is developing Tianhe-3, expected to become one of the fastest supercomputers in human history. This level of processing power is essential for artificial intelligence, climate modeling, pharmaceutical research, and national defense. Unlike in other countries where these systems are confined to research institutions, in China, supercomputers are actively applied in areas such as AI-assisted healthcare, autonomous logistics, smart manufacturing, and massive-scale data analysis. When it comes to robotics, China is both the largest producer and consumer in the world. It now deploys more than 350 robots per 10,000 manufacturing workers, used in everything from automotive assembly to electronics and textiles. But beyond industrial use, China is making major inroads into consumer robotics. Companies like DJI dominate the global drone market, with applications ranging from filmmaking to agriculture and emergency response. Others are developing advanced humanoid robots and AI assistants for homes, schools, and hospitals. These machines are already being exported to Europe, Latin America, and the Middle East, reflecting China's ambition to lead in every segment of the robotic economy. Quantum computing is another frontier where China is surging ahead. In 2021, Chinese researchers reportedly achieved quantum supremacy, outperforming Google's earlier milestone. This field remains largely experimental, but the scale and consistency of China's investment make it a serious contender for future dominance. The country has built national quantum labs, launched quantum communication networks in major cities, and is training a new generation of physicists and engineers focused on post-silicon technologies. If successful, quantum computing could revolutionize cryptography, drug discovery, and materials science, and China wants to be the first to make it mainstream. China's ambition goes far beyond Earth. In just the past decade, China has launched more satellites than Europe and Russia combined. Its space station, Tiangong, is fully operational and staffed with astronauts conducting long-term scientific experiments. The country plans to send a crewed mission to the moon before 2030 and is actively working on Mars exploration programs, asteroid mining concepts, and lunar resource mapping. What's especially notable is that China is doing this with entirely domestic technology, rockets, modules, and systems built in-house. This strategic independence gives China an unmatched level of control over its space ambitions. How has China achieved all of this so quickly? A big part of the answer lies in its hybrid economic model. Unlike purely market-driven systems, China blends state direction with competitive private enterprise. The government defines strategic priority areas like AI, semiconductors, green energy, or 5G, and channels vast resources toward them. Meanwhile, private firms compete intensely within those arenas, often benefiting from tax breaks, subsidies, and policy support. This alignment between national goals and corporate ambition results in rapid scaling, deep innovation, and long-term consistency, a mix that's rare in the West. Another major advantage is scale. In China, a new technology can be tested in a city of 10 million people. These pilot zones allow real-world experimentation with smart mobility, cashless retail, AI-based governance, and green energy infrastructure. Whereas other countries test new technologies in labs or small towns, China rolls them out across entire urban districts and collects mountains of behavioral and performance data in real time. This ability to experiment at population scale gives China an unparalleled edge in refining and exporting mature tech solutions. China is building not just smart buildings or devices, but entire smart cities. In cities like Hangzhou, Guangzhou, Chongqing, and of course Shenzhen, urban design is driven by technology from the start. Sensors monitor everything from traffic flow and energy consumption to air quality and water use. AI systems optimize waste management, lighting, and public safety. Citizens can access healthcare, education, legal services, and transportation through centralized digital platforms. These cities serve as real-time labs for testing the future of urban living, faster, greener, and more connected. China is no longer an emerging tech power. It is a global leader, and in many domains, the global leader. If current trends continue, the 2020s could mark a shift in global technological leadership from west to east. The future of artificial intelligence, robotics, communications, and space exploration may very well be written in Chinese. That's why understanding China's strategy is essential, not from an ideological perspective, but from a factual, economic, and technological one. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve, following these stories in real time, make sure to follow Global Finance 360. See you in the next video.